tuned to Cafe Cabaret. In the lengthy 15-minute introduction to this, which will follow, I will explain everything about the circumstance of these recordings. Let it suffice to say, here, shed a little positivity on this subject, that this presentation is entitled Avatar Blue, and it is yet another presentation by everybody's favorite, The Wrong Hero. And of course, these are compilation clips from 1989, and we're happy to bring them to you. And before too long, you will see the results. And Cafe Cabaret is broadcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Channel 55 on CCTV. Greetings, Earth Filth. I am the Wrong Hero, and in a mere matter of seconds, I shall materialize so that you may view me. That didn't quite work, did it? Well, not quite as impressive as it might have been, is it? Well, I'm the Wrong Hero, and this presentation is called Avatar Blue. Now, before I explain what the title signifies, let me just point out that the content of this presentation for this evening will be some of the Wrong Heroes, let us say, pre-lapsarian programs, that is, before the Wrong Hero was the Wrong Hero, in the days of the Wrong Hero prior to the existence of the Wrong Hero, or the Wrong Hero's adventures as a boy, or whatever you want to call it. And if I may, I will give you some background on this, if my memory serves me well. Let's see. What year are we talking about here? A lot of this footage, I think, dates from, must be 1989, yes, the summer of '89. By the way, did you notice I used that big fancy word, prelapsarian? Well, it means before the fall. I believe lapsarian means the fall. Ambrose Bierce used the word infralapsarian to title one of his poems, and that means beneath the fall. How do you like that, huh? And I just think infrared, infradig, infralapsarian. That's a good one to whip out at a cocktail party, isn't it? Only a vulgarian would think that the sole value of knowing the meanings of less used words in the English language is to impress people at cocktail parties. The very notion. It will be like a musician saying, well, I'm going to learn how to do B flat to impress my blues musician friends. Well, actually. Or, I'm going to come up with an obscure reference to the Dukes of Hazzard in order to impress my comedian peers. Anyway, I'll give you the whole story since there's plenty of time to kill, plenty of time to waste. I was doing shows in 1985 at such conventional venues as Stitches, which is, alas, no more, and less conventional venues such as Molly's, which is, alas, no more. There was even a comedy show at T.T. the Bears, which is in fact where I got my start, thanks to Barney Boulay. I've gone into this whole business. Another important figure in the Wrong Hero's career was Billy Ruane. Yes, Master William Ruane. Anyway, I was doing shows at places like Now and Then galleries, and I sort of gave it up for a little while. I mean, I still kept my hand in between the summer of '85 and the spring of '88. Between the summer of '86 and the spring of '88, I probably did about a dozen shows. So it's not like I was totally. And some of these shows were out of town. I had disgraced myself in Boston to the degree that I had to exile myself to venues in places such as Louisville, the Funny Farm, and San Francisco, the Holy City Zoo. Now, I don't know about the Funny Farm, but I don't think the Holy City Zoo is there anymore. More's the pity. And back when I visited Pittsburgh in that time frame, there was no comedy club that I knew of anyway. Oh yeah, there was one, but I didn't have any real way of getting there. And then there was a comedy club in Atlanta back when I was visiting there at about that time, but I didn't really want to go from Athens, Georgia to Atlanta for the, benefit of doing a 5-minute set that I wasn't really prepared to do. I kind of bombed in Louisville. I did 3 minutes, sensed that the audience wasn't really coming my way, and vamoosed. Anyway, here it is, the spring of 1988. I am an innocent and happy boy, and yet something is missing. Yes, I'm not doing comedy. So Billy Rowan says, well, there's this place called the 1369 in Inman Square, and this guy that runs it has this open mic, and you ought to go. So I went. I started doing a show there every week. I'm not quite sure how many shows there I did. Let's see. As if you care, right? Like, it's really important. Let's see. I probably did about 23 or 24 shows there. And that's when I felt, well, I'm a big man. I've got 44 shows under my belt now. I think I'll get back into this comedy thing. So I managed to sweet talk Billy Rowan into giving Jeffrey Gagnon and myself an open mic at the Middle East after the one at the 1369 ended because the 1369 closed as a concert venue. So we did it at the Middle East, and of course, it was difficult because there were constant money worries, but we were something like urban pioneers. Now, I want all you snot-nosed punks that are standing in long lines to wait to get into the Middle East to know, I was one of the founding fathers of the place. I've done more shows in that place than anybody living. I don't care if it's Skeggy Kendall. I don't care if it's Billy Rowan himself. I've done more shows there than any man alive. How many shows is that, you might be asking? Well, from August of 1988 to December of 1994, I was on stage. I did at least one show a week, frequently two, occasionally as many as 4 or 5. So you figure it out, all right? I mean, it's like 88, 90, 91, 92, 5 years worth of shows. That's 250, 260 weeks. Let's say I did about 500 shows there. A record which few are going to be able to match, ever. I don't care who they are. Anyhow, Billy decided after about a year and a half of my, after about close to 2 years. No, was it close to 2 years or 1 year? My memory's really starting to slip. I really ought to have the dates down somewhere. I think it was after the summer of '89. It was like a year or so. Or maybe it was the summer of '90. It must have been the summer of '90 now that I think of it. Well, in any event, whatever it was, Billy decided I needed a vacation, so he got this guy, Ray McNeese, to do the open mic for a few weeks in the summer. I think it was like June and part of July. And, having the rug pulled out from under me like that, I mean, when you're a working comic and you do a show, 1 or 2 shows a week, to have like half of your shows pulled out from under you kind of makes you lose your incentive. But, not me. Just so happened Tom Blue was in the neighborhood. He was thinking of starting a television show, which eventually transmogrified itself into this very show that you're watching now. So this is like the longest running show on Cambridge Community Cable Access, because it's been running since the beginning of 1989, or thereabouts, to the present. So it's like been on the air for 7 years. Now, back then it was called Blues Views, and it didn't officially become Cafe Cabaret until the last week of November of 1990. In any event, Blue has a show called Blues Views, hence the title, Avatar Blue. And we did some sketch humor at his studio. And, of course, once I got back in the swing of things, he also showed some performances of mine at the Middle East on his show, some of which have already been compiled into an anthology. But the footage you're about to see has never been compiled in an anthology. You may have seen it once when it aired originally, and once this summer when it aired again, and this is the final time it's going to air for probably at least 2 years. Hello? Hi, how you doing? Oh, great. Well, pretty good. Yeah, the guy's gonna, fix the truck. I kind of doubt I'm gonna be able to pick it up this afternoon, but there's always that possibility. But nobody's gonna be home, right? Your dad's taking your mother. Like what? Okay. You think Michael will be in, or is he working? All right, I will a little later. Yeah. Sure. One moment, please. Now, Dr. Gordon, October 10th, 3 p.m., and the phone number is 431-1860. No. I didn't get the address, just the phone number. Call him up and ask him. It's 431-1860. Okay? Love you. No, I don't, because John's going to come and get me. Probably not earlier. If it is going to be ready earlier, I'll give you a call at work to ask you. Oh, all right. Okay. Don't you worry about me, okay? Either John will give me a ride, or if I can't get a hold of you, I'll just walk, okay? And if I can, you can pick me up, but don't be there at 7:30, because chances are I'll have made other plans. Yeah, I think I do. Okay? All right, then. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Great, it's going to rain and I left my umbrella in the truck. Anyway, Tom Blue, you may have seen him in Harvard Square with his puppet theater, right at the T stop, not the main one, but the little branch one, the Brattlestalk entrance. And, well, he's quite a remarkable character. I guess he got a degree in theater arts. I'm not sure at which college, but it was somewhere reasonably prestigious. And he's basically been following his star for many years. And he's one of the pioneers of cable access here in Cambridge. And he's the one who got me this current slot, for which I'm forever grateful. Now, of course, he's now living in my apartment, or my former apartment, so, it comes around, goes around. Do the wrong hero a favor, and you're set for life, see? Anyway, I'd like to dedicate, and I never dedicate these programs to anybody, but I would like to dedicate this one to Tom Blue. So, without further ado, the wrong hero would like to present Avatar Blue. Oops, still didn't work, did it? Well, anyway, here goes. Avatar Blue. We'll be seeing some rare footage called Colonial Dick / the Super Gods.
What I said for the love, Oh, hi, kid. It's Dick Cap. You're on the map here. We were supposed to have cartoons for the last 15 minutes into this segment, but Tom Blue didn't get here with the cartoons in time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the cartoons, but it's going to be your old pal Dick Cap on the map to do them for you. How do you like that, kids? I hope you like that. Well, the first one's real funny. Real funny. What a crime has been committed in Boston town. Verily, a cry of woe and lamentation goes up over the hills, and hark! The cry goes over hill and dale. Calling Colonial Dick, pure and private eye, with a blunderbuss in one hand and a soda wrench in the other, he wages a never-ending war against idolatrous blasphemy in Boston town. Colonial Dick in the case of the stolen pemmican after this. Hey kids, you want to be like Colonial Dick? Sure you do. He's 10 feet tall and weighs 1,000 pounds. Well, you want to be just like sneak up on you fair and square. I'm betting on finding the owner of this weapon in Engine Town. What are you gonna do once you get the engine down, the Colonial Dick? I'm gonna go up to every one of those stinking, sneaky, treacherous, no-good, low-down Redskins and blow the heads right off them. Why are you gonna do that, Colonial Dick? Because they have no respect for human life. Are you coming? Engine Town! Engine Town! You're going to Engine Town? I'm getting out of here! Engine Town, 10 p.m. Most decent folks are in bed, but while the village sleeps, the Redskins are whooping it up, literally, at the Mohawk Cafe. 10 or 1 p.m. I walk into the Mohawk Cafe. The stench of rum and peace pipes assails my nostrils. I sit at a street table in the back. A serving wench comes up to take my order. Say, stranger, you're handsome. Would you like to buy rum toddy? No, ma'am. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. Huh? Where were you this morning between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? At home. Where? In my wigwam. Where? In bed. Doing what? What's it to ya? Just the facts, madam. Well, if you must know, I was... One more question. What's that? What are you doing after work? Well, handsome, it depends on how many trinkets and gaily colored bits of cloth you're prepared to offer. I'm taking you in for questioning. What's the charge? Got you on a 411. What's that? Practicing witchcraft without a license. We'll come right back to Colonial Dick right after this. Say, kids, you want to be a make-out honest like Colonial Dick and have squads doing all your chores for you morning, noon, and night? Well, here's what you do. You dig in the corner for loose sofas, and you go to the corner drugstore, you run. You don't walk to the corner drugstore for a fine line of Colonial Dick toiletries, Colonial Dick deodorant, Colonial Dick tooth polish, Colonial Dick aftershave, and Colonial Dick cologne in regular and medicine. Now, back to our show. March 24th, midnight. I'm questioning the serving wench. She tells me that there's a lead to the suspect in Montreal. 12 p.m. I take the fast stage to Montreal. 1 week later, Frenchie's a low dive in the Latin Quarter. I go around and start asking questions. Say, bud, see this woodcut? Me? You know this man? Yes, it is cold in here. Don't change the subject. English spy. Now, hold on just a minute. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, let me alone. Gee, kids, how's Colonial Dick gonna get out of this? Listen, if you want to see Colonial Dick alive again, here's what you do. You send $1 to the Colonial Dick Defense Fund, 100 Old Bay Colony Road, Salem, Massachusetts, 02666. And now stay tuned for the Super Gods. It's the Super Gods. The Super Gods. Enter the realm of believers, non-believers, and disciples as they battle for supremacy in a world of fantastic men, angels, devils, gods, and super gods. This week's episode, Chapter 4, by Judas Betrayed. When we last left the super gods, they had fallen into the fiendish trap laid for them by the wicked Judas Iscariot. What do you super gods know about my plan for universal domination? I can see that you already know everything. Now you must be sacrificed. When danger threatens and the firmament crumbles, he becomes super God. Disguised as Jehovah, a deity for a great Western civilization, he battles the forces of evil as super God, dedicated to truth, justice, and the Judeo-Christian ethic. And now, back to super God, but first, this important message. Kids, are you tired of going to the Catholic Church and having to dress up, look like a coon, and put all that their money in that collection basket when you could be going off to the video arcade and playing super gods? Well, here's what you do. You tell your mom that you're tired of the sick and fat, boring old Pope in Rome and that you want to move to the slimmer, trimmer Pope Light. And this is what you say to her. You say, Mom, Pope Light is slimmer than the fat Christians that gods worship. No, I got that wrong. You say to her, Mom, Pope Light is slimmer than the fat pontiffs that Catholics worship. Pope Light. Now, back to our show. Super God, where did you come from? I am what I am. All right, Super God, come one step closer, and it's curtains for Mary Magdalene. Do what you want unto me, but spare thou the girl. All right, here's what you do. I want all the gold in the world, Super God, and no tricks, see? No tricks. With a single wave of his magical fist, Super God gives the evil Judas Iscariot his wish. Ah! I said I wanted all the gold in the world, but not on top of me! Ironic. Judas Iscariot was destroyed by his own greed. You weren't really going to let him hurt me, were you, Super God? When Judas threatened you, it was curtains for him. What he might have known if he'd read his good book was that your God is a jealous God. Wasn't that a thrilling example of the super gods in all their glory? Well, listen, I got a couple more commercial messages for you, and we'll be right back at the end of our show, okay? Say, pagans, tired of painting your bodies blue and worshiping oak trees? Why don't you come up to Christianity? Christianity gives you three gods in one. And now I'd like to bring in my friend, Johnny Most. At the fall of Rome. This is Johnny Most at the fall of Rome. The 7 hills of Rome are beginning to smolder. Oh, this is terrible! Here comes Nero. He fiddles and he diddles down the court. Oh, Rome is beginning to burn. This is terrible. Caesar's having seizures. Caesar's having seizures. Oh, this is terrible. You know, my friend, John the Baptist for Newell. Friends, do you eat locusts? Do locusts stain your teeth? Try this simple test. Breathe into the shroud of Turin. If it turns brown, you need no locust. The locust eater's tooth polish comes in regular and gall and wormwood flavors. And now back to our host. The dot on the map. Hi kids, it's Dick Cap, the dot on the map. Well listen, our Popeye cartoon didn't come in, so I'm gonna try to do the Popeye cartoon for you, okay? But here's something else too. I know that a lot of you kids have to read Julius Caesar for your class. Well, you just like pay attention to this show, and you won't have to read that boring old piece of doo-doo. So just watch this episode of Julius Caesar in Caesar Salad. I come to squash Popeye, not praise him. Ow! Act 2, Pluto? John Olive Oil hath a lean and hungry look. Such dames are dangerous, for they scream too loud. Help! Popeye! Help! Hold still, you runt. I'll make Caesar salad out of you. Spinach! Pluto, lend me your ears that I might make punching bags of them. Thou, Pluto, art much
background in this next bit. It's called The God Couple. It was one of my first extended monologues, and I have consistently taken this particular monologue and worked on it for the last 7 years or so, and it has appeared in various permutations, but this is it in its original and pristine form, The God Couple.
Take three. Ah, Jesus, so good to see you back again. How was your plane trip? Oh, I'd really rather not discuss it. What a time. I got on the plane. The stewardess brought me a glass of water. I turned it into wine. Well, we were sitting there waiting to take off. I walked to the front of the plane to see who the pilot was. Turns out it was Pontius Pilate. So I ended up flying the whole way myself. And the jet stream whistled through the holes in my palms the entire way. What have you been up to while I was away? Oh, I was contemplating the dead cockroaches on the living room rug. Jesus, would you mind doing me a big favor? What might that be, Buddha? Would you please stop resurrecting the dead cockroaches? And another thing I've been meaning to discuss with you, Jesus. When you take a shower, please stop walking up the shower nozzle. And please, don't leave your face on all the towels. Well, Buddha, we sometimes have our little spats, but we always manage to fix them up somehow. I remember when I first moved in here. Boy, you really hurt my feelings that time you attained Nirvana and failed to recognize me. Do you remember that? No. But I do remember the time you asked my secretary, Myrna Turner, to type the New Testament over the weekend. I was not very pleased with you. Well, you know how it is, these rush jobs. I remember the time I went out for a walk and you ran me over in your speedboat. I wasn't very pleased with you as to that. Well, Jesus, you know, a lot of the things that you do drive me up the wall. Jesus, when we play poker, and I have 4 aces, and you have 4 kings, you do not win. Why not? I am the King of Kings. That makes 5 kings. 5 kings beats 4 aces. Oh, Buddha, I remember the time I made you a dinner of loaves and fishes, and then I multiplied them inside of your stomach. Boy, oh boy, you had a real king-size tummy ache after that one. Yes, and I was not very happy with you. That was not very funny, Jesus. And when you brought your 12 apostles in for a drink, why did you have to change the bath water to Manischewitz? It took me a week to get the stains out. And another thing that bothers me, Jesus. I know you like to do carpentry around the house. I know your daddy taught you all he knew. But when you build a bookshelf, how come you don't use nails? Well, I guess I have to say once bitten, twice shy. Hey, Buddha, remember that time I turned your beggar's bowl into a sailboat? I remember you almost wanted to move out of there after I did that. Oh, Jesus, it was so embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as the time that you lost your robe in a dice game. Yeah, so, I should remember that. That was on Easter. Remember that time we opened the savings and loan and you got mad because I gave all the money away? Ah, yes, but I remember with a special fondness that bet we made with Mohammed. Ah, do you remember that one? I bet him that you could make a horse sing opera. Oh, yeah, I remember that. And I bet him that you could make Luciano Pavarotti run the 100-yard dash in 6 seconds. time you picked all the winners in the Kentucky Derby, and for the next week you were walking around and you insisted on everybody calling you Enlightened One? You were pretty insufferable. I don't know how I put up with you. Ah, yes, and you were so jealous when my followers bought flowers and incense. And you developed a suspicious allergy all of a sudden. I still have it. Remember that time you refused to play Santa Claus at the Christmas orphanage party and I had to go and gain 200 pounds over the weekend? Ah, yes. That was the same week your ex-wife sued you for 2,000 years back alimony. I remember that. Well, buddy, we've been through a lot of hard times together. Hey, remember that time you lost your job as a sports writer and you became a sumo wrestler? Ah, yes. And this poor one's body was sore for weeks. Thank you so much for anointing my body with rubbing alcohol. I am so grateful to you. Well, I didn't mind anointing your body with rubbing alcohol. Why'd you have to go and tell Joe Namath about it? The next day, the front four of the New York Jets were camped out on my doorstep and they wanted to become my disciples. Ah, it is a pity we can no longer share the good times together that we've been having in this apartment. Why? What's the matter? This poor one is leaving this earthly plane. Soon I am going to be reincarnated as a self-righteous, ranting medical coroner. Really? Well, what's his name? Quincy. The God Couple, brought to you by Thelonious Crunch. Cereal so good, it's criminal. Also brought to you by Farcicles, the frozen dairy treat that blows up in your face. Join us next week for another episode of The God Couple.
All right.
This next piece is called Pretty Bird. It's a play which I wrote, which was presented at the Alley Theater in late May, early June of 1988. And it was basically a dramatic monologue, although there was a parrot involved. Basically the premise is that a man is dying and his wife's parrot is hounding him to death. Pretty cheery notion, and in any event, I decided that I would attempt to perform this dramatic monologue which I myself had written, and here is the result. Pretty Bird.
Now, I want you to be nice today. Daddy's been very sickly. I can't spend as much time with Daddy as I'd like to. So I want you to keep him company and be nice. Do you understand? Pretty bird! Pretty bird! Pretty bird! I'm gonna get you, you dirty bird. Ah, you dirty bird, I'm gonna get you. Why don't you say something, you dirty bird? Ah, I'm gonna get you, you dirty bird. Ah, we come this far. So what? Yes! To be laid low by a lousy parrot. For what? Hello! She had to go and buy a lousy parrot. For what? she said. Pretty bird, pretty bird, pretty bird. It's the anxiety that gets you. Yes. Rah-rah-ree, kick 'em in the knee. Rah-rah-ras, kick 'em in the other knee. Yes! Waving the pom-pom and sis-boom-ba. Yes! That was before you were born. No! Yes, it was. I remember when we got you. It was the day before Easter Sunday. You were in a hat box with a big ribbon. No! There's no use trying to deny it. I remember all too well. No! We went broke buying you birdseed. But we were happy. Yes! You should know. You were there. Yes! But not before. No! I gotcha! April Fool! April Fool! No, stupid. That was yesterday. Or was it the day before? Yes! Of course it was. I'm not that old. Not yet. Hooray for the Dodgers! I remember the Dodgers. Yes! I even remember when they were the Brooklyn Dodgers. Yes! The Japs never got around to memorizing their lineup. Hooray for the Dodgers! Memorize it? Ah, they couldn't even say it. Yes! Sayonara. Hello? No, stupid. Sayonara means goodbye. Goodbye! Say sayonara. Goodbye! Say sayonara. Goodbye! Oh boy. I hate the crap out on you. Hello? I'm feeling really lousy. Hello? Hope I'm not out of line. No! Who took my glass of water? Pretty bird! I might have known. I love low down sneaky tricks. This one takes the cake. Pretty bird! I guess you're thirsty after eating all them crackers. Yes! Yeah, that's okay. You need your water. Hello? I need to get some sleep. Goodbye. Can't sleep on an empty stomach. They won't let me eat nothing. Goodbye. I wish I could go Betty Bye. I just can't get comfortable. Goodbye. It's about time you up to it, you dirty bird. Who put you up to it? I'm gonna get you, you dirty bird. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, you dirty bird. I'm gonna get you. Who put you up to it? I have been those bastard. No! It was her, wasn't it? I'll bet it was her. Hooray for the Dodgers! Don't change the subject. She was a pom-pom girl. Yes! How do you know? One thing I hate is a smart aleck. I'll just pretend like I didn't hear that. Listen, that's easy for you to say. Yes. Isn't that special? Yes. That's all you hear anymore. Isn't that that? Isn't this this? Yes. Forget it. You don't even know the half. No. Damn straight. God bless General Eisenhower. Yeah, God bless him. Goodbye. And God bless General Douglas MacArthur, too. Yes. Who are you kidding? You never even heard of MacArthur. No. Boy, he was something. Hooray for the Dodgers! Yeah, they were good too. Yes! I remember them before they moved to California. Yes! Of course, you weren't around then. Goodbye! You weren't in the picture until later. Goodbye! And that's the first thing you said to us, too. Goodbye! I wonder who taught you how to say that. Goodbye! That's all you knew how to say for a long, long time. Goodbye! It was driving me crazy. I had to get out of there. That was why. Doris wasn't so bad. Goodbye! I wanted to wring your scrawny little neck. Goodbye! But Doris would have killed me. Goodbye! She's got a temper on her. Goodbye! Well, she still does. She would have never talked to me again. Hey, that wouldn't have been so bad. Goodbye! Shut up. Goodbye! Shut up! Goodbye! What's the use? Goodbye! Say sayonara. Shut up! Say sayonara. Shut up! You shut up! You shut up! No, you shut up! No, you shut up! Say sayonara. No, you shut up! She couldn't even pick a decent pet. She had to go and get a lousy parrot. Hello! Not even an educated parrot. Hello! Not even a parrot that can swear. Hello! A lousy, flea-bitten parrot. Shut up! go to sleep now. Shut up! No. You! So. Hello! 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 Herman! Pretty Bird was first performed at the Alley Theater in Inman Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts on May 31st, 1988. Greg Hill portrayed the part of Herman, the invalid. George Saulnier III portrayed the part of Pretty Bird. Pretty Bird was one of 3 plays which had to do with, well, essentially with senescence, passing away, mortality.
This is the introduction to the group AC, which performed at the Middle East in 1989-1990.
Blank generation, all right? So what do you want? Why aren't you telling jokes up here? You know, this is my favorite band to listen to. I'm just sitting around the old campfire, drinking gasoline, and slandering my betters. It's AC. Fabulous, intricate wordplay. Andrew, come up here. Come on, Andrew. Oh, come on, don't be bashful. Andrew. Come on, let's have a chant. Andrew. Come on, don't be busy.
No.
Just for a minute.
Gotta go out the front door.
Well, bring the mountain to my house. Andrew. My name is Francis DiMenno. Please don't hurt me. Do you see this headline in today's Herald? School chief keeps his job. What a controversial headline. What's going to be next? Fear makes you fat. Clowns are funny. You ever hear that expression, there's many a slip, twixt, cut, and lip? What convention of Einstein's came up with this one? I don't know. Governor Dukakis got rid of happy hour. Isn't that just like him? Now he's coming out with angry hour. The doorman stabs you with the hors d'oeuvre toothpicks as you come in the door, and the drinks cost you an arm and a leg, literally. Leon Spinks is the bartender, and here's how the bartender deals with rowdy drunks. Hey buddy, you're an alcoholic. I'm cutting you off. And don't come back. People say I'm my own worst enemy, you know? They say I'm my own worst enemy, and I believe them, and that proves it, I guess. I want to get married just so I can have a really messy divorce. I'm my own worst enemy. Went to the doctor, and he said, Mr. DiMenno, I'm sorry to tell you that you're impotent. And I said to him, well, it's okay, my wife's frigid. 2 plus 2. I'm dying to write an anti-Muslim novel. just like Salman Rushdie. Cat Stevens says that Salman Rushdie should be condemned to death for writing that book, The Satanic Verses. So he's going to come out with a new single, Peace Train Ride Through the City, Ride on it, kill him. Somebody told me he's working on a new novel. It's called Buddha, You Big Fat Suck. Remember Casey Kasem? He had his American Top 40. Wasn't he terrific? And he'd always read these letters from his readers. And now from Jerusalem we have. I can't do a Casey voice anymore. I used to be able to. Now from Jerusalem we have Mrs. Iscariot. Dear Casey, my son got mixed up with a bunch of religious fanatics, and now they're accusing him of being a traitor. What do I do? Well, Mrs. Iscariot, I don't know. Huh, I blew that one. Okay, fine. Hey, you know, when I muff a joke, I get bigger laughs, so I'm going to muff them all from now on. I had a dream. I dreamed I was in California. And when I woke up, I had broccoli on my breath, I reeked of gasoline, and I had 20 fewer IQ points. Well, here's the real tragedy. This is actually something personal. The day you wake up and you realize that you're not as smart as you thought you were, doesn't it make you real mad? It makes me mad. I got a pet, it was a parrot, but unfortunately I found out later it was a mafia parrot, and even worse, I found out that it squealed on the mob. So next day I get up, look in its cage, there's a seahorse's head in the bottom of the cage and a note, "Lay off, blabbermouth," signed, the mob. Well, I got rid of that parrot. I put its feet in a little bucket and threw it in the bathtub. Then I got a canary, and I said, geez, you know, this canary, he's stuck in his cage, he doesn't ever get out, and so I figured I'd take him out. So I took him to a coal mine, and he died. Just like that joke. I don't watch much TV, and that's because I have principles. The only shows I'll watch are written by American Indians. Unfortunately, the plots tend to be kind of monotonous, like they all center around broken treaties and genocide, recipes for pemmican, and how to make yourself bulletproof. Now here's something, a nice recruiting ad for the Army. Be a hostage and see the world. Or at least a very small part of it. You ever been to Disneyland?
Yeah.
All right. You know what the magic of Disney is? The magic of Disney is getting 2-year-old children to worship a giant rat. And, well, I was going to tell a joke about Disney, the food that you get at Disneyland, like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. But I don't know. Is that really funny? They have a, well, okay. I'll try the next one. There's a museum of ad figures in San Francisco. It's like a museum of advertising, and I went there and I met the wife of the Quaker Oats man, and she was a dead ringer for Barbara Bush. Remember when Jimmy Carter said he had adultery in his heart?
Lust.
Oh, okay. Well, he had lust in his heart. Well, the heart is not the area of the body that one usually associates with lust now, is it? I don't know. It just goes to show.
You got a hot on.
Yeah, he had handcuffs. And, you know, there's a special room in the White House that's devoted to the sex lives of the presidents. And Reagan's room is filled with Tristan. Remember when Kitty the Caucus had a neck brace on? You know how that happened? She bent over backwards, literally, to support the government. I think we should all support the government. Why did Bush pick Dan Quayle? You know, they put Daniel down. They say, oh, he's not so bright. But you know, he was on the college bowl and his team won. Unfortunately, the other team was a rack of Dunkin' Donuts. I think the reason that Bush picked Dan Quayle is because, well, there was all these scandals with adultery. They got hushed up real quick. And then Dan Quayle was picked as vice president. 2 + 2. It's going to come out in the New York Post about a year from now. I thought Marilyn Quinn. I don't know. I wanted to tell you about bumper stickers in Braille. I invented a bumper sticker in Braille that says, if you can read this, you must be blind. uncle, his name was Uncle Al, and well, his name was Uncle Al, but everybody used to call him Uncle Alfie. And I also had a cousin. His name was Cousin Toby. He was actually my uncle, but he was only a few years older than me, so I called him my cousin. And I used to go to Uncle Toby and say, those big kids are picking on me. And, you know, come on, let's go and beat them up. And Uncle Toby would say, hey man, mellow out. Like, here, have some of this spleef and you won't even mind if they're beating you up. Well, predictably enough, when Uncle Al meets Cousin Toby, hey man, what are you looking for in that bottle? You gonna find what you're looking for in that bottle? I don't know, I haven't looked at all the bottles yet. When I find a bottle that says Al, I'll let you know.
One more minute, Francis.
I only have 15 more seconds. What's it? You ever hear of disgruntled employees in the workforce? You read about this.
Lonnie Gilchrist.
Who's Lonnie Gilchrist? Who's? Shot us? Oh, why? So what's the opposite of Lonnie Gilchrist? Employees who grunt with satisfaction every time you throw them a nickel. Employees who float in the air every time you pat them on the head. Ah, thank you, boss.
Where's those boys? I want to get some of those.
Yeah, really, instead of this, like, malingering son of a bitch. I'll leave you with this thought. Don't always talk about shiftless bums. Alright, fine, shiftless bums. Just what we need. Aggressive bums. Your fucking brains are all fucking externally, you son of a bitch. Thank you all. That's my fever hit. I guess we're going to bring on Tyrone now. Mr. Tyrone, can you please come and grace our stage? We also have vegetarian platter coming up in a couple of weeks. And
speaking of doing things in your younger years that embarrass you to look at much later, this is a segment called the Paisley Haze, which purports to be an interview with the band known as The Inn from South Carolina. And although I'm embarrassed by it, nevertheless, it is a part of the Wrong Heroes history, and so here we go with the Paisley Haze.
But this is the Paisley Haze.
Jump out of the way, this thing got hot. I've done it before. Jump out of the way. I won't let you jump out.
We're sharing a quiet moment. And as I was personalities fall away.
That's how you do it, Mark?
One by one.
Yeah. Slide that in with it.
Right.
Marijuana is
For only God and only the gods that can manage the world are permitted to dwell. Welcome to the outs and ins to the ins. Listen! It's the cops! That's my alarm clock, man! Featuring the end. Oh, you fucking blowhard, cut the racket out. Now we're gonna do the interview, alright? Alright. Now isn't it true that you were indicted on charges?
Yes. Yes.
Didn't they have you for conspiracy in 1968? And didn't you go to the Canadian border with several 14-year-olds and you had initiated your cult with a satanic sacrifice?
You couldn't be a teenager to get into there. Your information's totally incorrect. Absolutely incorrect.
Well, is it true that you had a counterfeiting ring based in Oregon and that you manufactured $20 bills?
Without my lawyer present.
But what about the charges that you've actually stolen every song you've ever written from the band We the People?
Yeah. Yes or no? I've never heard of it. No, yes or no? Where's the Xanax? I think he's having epilepsy Xanax. Wait a minute.
Oh my God! Tell us about it.
Oh my God. We got to do. Alright, now give me a punch.
All right, now, as the boys reenact the scene from Deliverance, we're going to ask them about this here song they're going to do for us. That was that real mellow acoustic thing you were doing earlier on? Back when we were doing? No, you know the one. The one at the very beginning. You were warming up with it. You said, let's do this one. Well, why don't you do it?
Got out of jail. You don't have to eat, man. You got a song that'll go on for a few minutes.
Well, Jeffrey Victories.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I guess we'll just go over the special guest stars that we've all invited down here. Well, of course, we have the lovely Elaine Gold Garcia. She's practically a fixture here. And
Don't let her do that to you, Elaine. Don't let her embarrass you like that.
I'm not embarrassing her. I'm calling attention to her. And let's see, we got our sound man, Mike. He's always ready with a cable or a lab or a light, and yeah. And we got Blue, our video technician and mastermind, and he wears a hat with a hole on the top, so you think it's a raccoon tail hanging out, but it's actually his hair. And that's a pretty nifty trick. And let's see, we're gonna have the ghost of Jackie Gleason, and he's gonna drink some whiskey out of a coffee cup, and he's gonna pretend like it's coffee, but we all know it's whiskey. And one of the beloved old entertainers' spirits are going to be present in this room when we do the open mic, which is, Arthur Godfrey. He's going to talk for half an hour about the merits of Maxwell House coffee, and you're all going to love that because it's going to be much more entertaining than what he really does.
Chock full of nuts.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's chock full of nuts that he used to talk about. Boy, we got some real old timers in the audience here. Can't get away with nothing when we got some over 30s because they don't call you. I guess that's the difference between the over 30 crowd and the under 30 crowd. The under 30 crowd, they just say, what an idiot. The over 30 celebrities who endorse products who are just like them. I can't think of any celebrities. Where have all the real celebrities gone? Art Linkletter for Quaaludes. When your daughter takes too much LSD, give her one of these. You'll love it.
Francis, what product do you endorse?
Oh boy, you know, that's a mighty good question. How's about,
No, when you can't sleep, watch Francis.
okay, I would endorse Ghost Off. Ghost Off kills them dead. Ghost Off gets them in the cracks and crannies where they like to hide. Ghost Off. Yeah, let's see, what else? Our next special Poltergeist guest star, none other than Linda Blair. She's going to spit real pea soup. Thanks for turning off the blower. That's a real nice touch, that blower. It's sort of like talking inside of a car wash. I used to work in a car wash, and my dad, in a touching display of parental love, gave me a pair of earplugs because the decibel level in there went to 120. He called me on Christmas Day. Come on down to the car wash. We need somebody. Dad, you gotta be joking. No, I'm serious. Dad, you're such a joker. And I hung up on him. Didn't talk to him again for 8 days. And finally, when I did go to visit him in his apartment on Wineville Street, his new wife said, the return of the prodigal son. Just a touching story from my autobiography. I thought I'd share that with you. I'm getting off the track though. We have all these special guest stars, but you know, I can't think of a single one of them. My mind's a veritable blank. Oh, we got Joseph Christ. He built all the tables in here, as you can see. And if you're not careful, and if you don't like put an ashtray on, they'll float 3 inches in the air. That's why we have the glass ashtrays. And let's see, who else we got? Oh, we got the car from my mother, the car parked out in the Brookline Avenue. And it's a very handy thing to have your mother's dead spirit embodied in an old Model T, because when the cop tries to tow it away, it says, Ray! Ray! Well, no, I guess it wouldn't really say that, but good grief! Else, Frank, why don't you do something cute, like blow your nose on the microphone? Now, let's see, other famous guest stars. W.C. Fields, he's going to come up here and tell you that you can't cheat an honest man, and he should know. I'll have to say. Maybe I'll talk about the tractor trailer finishing school. This is something I can be good to. As long as there's only a few people here, I might as well. It's in my bag. Now, feel free to throw your money in that hat, by the way. Don't let the fact that it's sitting there on this long table intimidate you in any way. Yeah, I noticed these things. Hey, great. It's called busking. You play for the money they throw. It's sort of like Cher and Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I don't even essay to do an impersonation of Cher. My former girlfriend who moved to Indiana did such a lovely one last time she was here. Now, how do you do with your former girlfriend? Hell with you. What do you know? You weren't there, Jeffrey.
Why did you move to Indiana?
Because Jeffrey was hounding her. He was saying, he's not your boyfriend. I am. And she said, Jeffrey, you're not my boyfriend. You're my caveman friend. Anyway, I like to kid Jeff, but seriously, it's the salt of the earth. Of course, we all know that salt causes heart attacks. I'm going to have a heart attack. You can't believe me. Note this sensitively drawn photo of the big rig. Now, you know, it's sort of on an angle. It's red. What does it remind you of? Yeah, okay. Hey, lady, woo-woo. Who said a penis? Well, speaking of which, can all of you see this? This was in the bakery yesterday. You see the before shot, that was then. A skinny, malnourished waitress resentfully balancing a tray full of garbage in front of a smoked background. And the after photo, this is now. This, LSD brain-injured waitress finished her course at the tractor trailer finishing school. Now she's become a dyke. You know, the thing is, I don't have anything against dykes. If a woman wants to be a dyke, I won't vote against her. That's just a little joke I like to tell. But she's posing in front of his truck. She's giving the Black Power a salute. She's dressed in some ludicrous cowboy outfit. Her kidneys are shot to hell. Not that she ever gets to drive this tractor trailer. How many female tractor trailer drivers do you know about? Exactly none. So my guess is that she's actually starting her own tractor trailer school. It's called the Tractor Trailer Finishing School. And you learn how to drink 7 cups of coffee in 5 minutes. And you learn how to avert your gaze when people are having sexual intercourse in the back seat of the car that you can look down on from your 18-foot cab. And you learn how to put a dollar bill in the front of a waitress's blouse with 2 fingers. Yes, it's the type of finesse you only learn at the Tractor Trailer Finishing School. Now, we do have a real special guest, somebody who's not one of these artificial special guests. He wanted to perform first. Does he still want to perform?
Sure.
Oh, come on. I can't see a thing in these glasses, so you have to tell me your name.
You look good. You look great.
Hey, thanks.
Get off the stage, you goddamn galoot.
Hey, wait.
Wait.
I have to call some phlegm onto the microphone. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, anoint me in rubbing alcohol. And then the front 4 of the jets will be my disciples.
Out there in Cambridge Cable TV land.
Yeah, you wish. And okay, what's your name? Chad Crump. We had Chad here a couple weeks ago.
Thank you all for coming to see you guys. Black Book, we have a really big show here for you tonight.
He was terrific. And he's going to be even more terrific now that he has this huge howling audience to perform in front of.
That's right.
I give you Chad Crump.
A routine I used to do called Dino Dinero, and this coming up is the 100 hit medley, which I'll never do again in my life, but here it is.
Well, how are you fine people out there? I'm so glad to see you. Glad to see you as I'm glad to see you. I know the kids maybe just around. I know that some of you folks think the rest of that I close out this evening's performance of one of my favorite all-time medleys is the 100 all-time hits. Now, right in the first sector, feel free to throw in. I'm going to give you the all-time greatest 100 hits of all rock and roll. I can't get no satisfaction like a rolling stone. I want to hold your hand, I heard it through the grapevine. Jackson, I live in Detroit, Michigan, from Blue Pine, Ohio, called Steubenville. Well, you know, when I was in Steubenville, I had a tear in my eye, but it was a very small tear. And Steubenville was what you might call kind of depressed time. Our family, well, we didn't really amount to much, you know. I guess old granddaddy was a horse thief. My daddy became a milkman. He took care of horses in the livery stable. Isn't that just true? Respect is what I need, sitting on the dark bed. I ain't no fortunate son. No, my daddy wasn't no fortunate son, as I told you before. He was a milkman. Friends like us, baby, we were born to stop in the name of true by tracks of my tears in the midnight hour. Yeah, my daddy, he was an Italian fella. He used to like the onions. My mom, she never kissed him because she was a Polish gal. She was afraid of his onion breath would clash with her garlic breath. I was just that really. You know what Santa Claus used to steal the coal from our stockings and wear at Christmas time. Yeah, that's the kind of neighborhood we live in. What's going on? What's going on? You really got me. This is my generation. You don't really Corvette. Remember anywhere you lost that love and feel. G-O-I. We were so dumb we pick our own pockets. But since I had the money to make a difference. They dancing in the street. Billie Jean's not my child. Reach out, I'll be there. There's a man out there sitting on his legs. Someone says, come on, you're going to jump. That's not happening to me. There's a man out there says he's going to jump. People upstairs say, come on, shoot the jump. So this will show you my precious, you know, they come studio. Give me some love, give me some home. You don't worry, my girl. My voice starting to go. Honky tonk woman, hey, you really my mind. When man loves anarchy in the UK, don't worry, baby, do all I want to do. 96 years. Give me a ticket for everything. Ain't got time to take that. Be my baby. My bully, like my shake, Hotel California. All houses like the Hotel California. Should have seen Hungry Bones. Hungry Bones would come from miles around. My daddy, you know, he was a little man. He used to give him a mayonnaise sandwich with a little bit of lettuce. You know, my daddy was a stingy man on the dog. One thing I always say about that man, he always gave me a glass of milk. Yeah. Pretty woman walking down the street, imagine all the people. Dun, 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 dun. Let's stay together. Pride. We can't go on this way with suspicious strawberry fields, but try to stay alive. Windows cry, working for the boss every night and day. Yeah, my dad used to know me. He's working for the boss every night and day. You know, he didn't have much trouble with artists. When he tell you the story about my dad, just before he died, I took my dad to the art museum. I said, Daddy, you can leave your cane outside. And he says, but now I gotta poke holes in the oil paintings. Yeah, my dad, help me need somebody. I want to know love is California dreamer. You're my brown-eyed girl. For what it's worth. He said, stop. What's that sound? Everybody look for a storm. I like that choreography. Love will tear us apart again. That's how people on my program, we used to sit around and listen to that song. Love with needles and pins. My dad never looked at the finger at it. You know, I'll say one thing about that man. You know, he was a milkman, he was really frustrated, right? You used to look at him and say, he was a milkman. But he never looked at the finger at it. You know, so believe that? He used his fist. All along the watchtower, there must be somewhere out here. Hold on, I'm coming. Crimson in club, Johnny Jack Flag, once a life. And somebody said, bridge over the water. That's all right. Bridge over the water. You know, we were so poor. We didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. So we got a bunch of pennies, we rubbed them together. Well, you know, it got kind of hot rubbing them pennies together, and we felt kind of foolish. So you know what we went out and did? We used to go out and steal soda bottles for 2 cents deposit. Wow, hey, you make my heart share superstition. Brown sugar, house of the rising. Before they in Ohio, son of a preacher man. Well, like I told you, I'm the son of a milkman. Shut up, man! I was going to get you. I was going to bring you. No. Walk on the wild side. Just walk on the wild side. You know, as I was saying, we used to steal the milk bottles and sell them for 2 cents deposit. From there, it was a short step to brand larceny. Well, you know, there's one nice thing about being in prison. Your parents always know where you are. Now, ain't that the truth? Who's calling me this morning? I hope you don't mind, why to share. Hey, Mr. Timbery, Maggie, we got this summer. I want to say to you something to say, tell it like it is. That's the song me and my wife got together. She tell it like it is. Overnight sensation. Good love. Give me that good love. Get it on, back on, working on the night move. Yeah, you know, one thing kept me out of jail because I knew I had God-given talent. Without this God-given talent, I do declare I call you 7, 10, 20 year olds. This God given talent of mine, I thank God every day for this talent. It's a real talent. God's very talented, but I'm giving it to me. Sponge and dress. Thank you.
Do it love, give your hand, do it love. Get it on, back it on, work on the night moves. 1, 2, 4, what is it? Good for every breath. You take a whole lot of love.
Before we wind down our show, here's something wild and woolly for you all.
Well, I hope you're all having a good time. How are all you fine people? Sure, it's good to see your lovely, lovely faces out here today. I'd like to tell you a little anecdote about the Grammy Awards. Yeah, I was at the Grammy Awards a couple years ago. I got to interview Michael Jackson. Must have left this. This is just to show how often I change my underwear. Yeah, ever since he touched that sacred spot, I haven't so much as put a piece of soap on there. I wanted to treasure it for all of it. When the space aliens land, they'll see a big low hand, and they'll know that I'm one of the chosen ones. All you people out there doing? I want to see your hands! I want to see your hands! Brothers and sisters, if you're not part of the problem, you're part of the solution. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm not going on until they stop killing baby seals. I made it, man. Yeah, you better get on that phone and get to your congressman. Tell him this atrocious slaughter must stop. You hear me? It must stop. Take it all up. Say what? Can you do some Indian tom-toms? They're like you, situation or anything? The whimsical little, there's all the difference in the world between men and women. And you know how this sort of presents itself to my mind? It's their behavior around toast. Now, when a woman drops a piece of toast on the kitchen floor, right? She looks at it with big, staring, swimming eyes. The entire universe is frozen in absolute zero molasses time. She picks it up with a Kleenex because she used her bare hands, little germs, with her names spelled out in zircons on their teeth would come crawling up her arm. So she doesn't eat that piece of toast that she dropped on the floor. Now when a man drops a piece of toast on the floor, it's like, but when a man looks at a woman, he sees that piece of toast through her eyes, and the germs are even bigger than she could have ever imagined. And that's all I have to say about toast. Let's talk about the horrors. There's a religion for hogs. Maybe you've heard of this religion that only hogs are permitted to enter the temple of it. It's called Traw. I'll tell you something else about hogs too. I have a pet hog. His name's Porky. And you know, sometimes he leaves a doo-doo on the rug. Well, I don't spank Porky with ordinary newspapers. I spank him with a special newspaper. The headline reads, Porky gains weight. Page 2, the instant weight gain diet. Ads for swill. It's instant swill. Just add mud and stir. And what about the problem with the hog and the family reunion? Remember these family reunions, there's always a grunting pig snorting on the kitchen floor. And there's a baby, a 6-month-old baby sitting in a high chair. And there's this snorting hog. It's eating all the leftovers. It's eating all the tablecloths. It's eating all the paper plates, and it's eating all the plastic utensils. You're looking at a serious veterinarian bill here. Well, one thing I want to know about this hog. This hog is like 500 pounds. You know, it can barely move across the floor. And so it looks like a biggest textbook example of mercury. But the second the baby in the high chair drops something from its hog-like hand, this fucking hog travels at the speed of light. He jumps up in the air with his big snout pointed heavenwards like this. And the relatives of this hog are holding up signs. 9, 9.5, 10. And Grandpa says, Mom, you better keep an eye on the baby. Here's some babies that nobody has to keep an eye on because they do a bunch good for themselves. They may not be the world's classiest intro, but this just might be the world's classiest band. Bar none. My musical friends, and I use that in every single of the 20 senses of the word. Hogs on ice. Here it is, the final segment of Avatar Blue. This is called
WMOB Mafia Radio, and it was very controversial in its day. So here it is, WMOB Mafia Radio.
They're trying for you, but don't expect to hear the Dixie Cups. Who knows about the Dixie Cups anyway? Dixie Cups? Isn't that what they put in our bathroom? That's what Bob doing. He just can't sing. But we'll play it anyway, because here at WMOB, our job is to sell you stuff. Really. And also to make fun of morons who don't listen to WMOB. College stations. They're really out here. And I'm like, guys, they don't make any money doing it, so they're worthless. And we hate them. And we hate you too. Because we're WMOB, the enforcer station. So just glue that down to 104. And if you don't like it, send it back and shit to Arbitron. Tell her sick. The star is sick.
Well, get rid of the buzz anyway.
Well, yeah. It's an all-star extravaganza. We got so many bands coming in here, 55 minutes worth of rain. It's not going to believe it. You probably don't believe what you're seeing right now. Portrait of a man who is going slowly saying, oh, look it up. We got Stingy Dipper and the Lost Weekends. And we got Land of Giants with Billy Movie. And look at me. And we got the Airborne, Airman Sept. Layla. Oh no, Layla's not here. Let's take this time to talk about all the performers who embraced our stage and what Gene Munster. We've had this open mic. Yes, so many great performers. None of them were here except Thomas Bush. Thomas Bush was here. Very first. Cardi's been coming here. Oh, she's here on Sunday. And she's been coming pretty regularly. Cardi's got to sing When You Shake Doorway. And, yeah, Cardi. She's too embarrassed to go and say, but it is her. Wow. So what's it first? I know, all of them. We ain't got enough like
You gotta plug all your speakers now. Plug your speaker back in.
how's that? Everything? Alright. No more music. Let's stop the show.
Well, that was The Wrong Hero in some archival performances dating roughly from around June to September of 1989. A very troubled and tumultuous time, both for the Republic and for The Wrong Hero, who herein has presented for your delectation his early archival pieces, which intelligent aliens in the year 2893 will say, oh yes, The Wrong Hero. We recall, in our history books we were told of this seminal 20th century figure. And of course that was Avatar Blue. And Tom Newell was the man behind the camera, also known as Tom Blue. And he was frequently seen in the summer of '96 in the Central Square Brattle Station stop. And once more, let me remind you, this has been The Wrong Hero in Avatar Blue. And you are tuned to Cafe Cabaret. And as you probably are aware, Cafe Cabaret is broadcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Channel 55 and has been since, about 1989, although, of course, it was called Blues Views back then. So, anyhow, I thank you for tuning in and listening, and sorry for the poor sound quality.